What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. We are in Crescent, Minnesota for the 2025 Gravel National Championships. This is like the final 30 minutes of the Masters National Race, and all of the age groupers like myself, I'm racing in the 35 to 39 category today. All of the age groupers, men and women from like 19 to 50, plus the single speeds, all started in one mass group. And I thought I had turned my camera on to get a little bit of the start, but turns out that didn't work. It rained a lot. The camera's kind of dirty. I think this is like the final climb. And I'm catching up to these two riders. We got one, Brian McCullough on the left, super strong dude. First met Brian racing at another Masters National event down in Augusta, Georgia back in 2024. He and I shared places on that podium. I'll try and put a picture of that podium of us up. And the other rider, we've got another rider in this little group of three, is racing in the 19 to 34 category. And his name is Yura Gerlach. He's another Wisconsin rider. Super cool. So anyways, here we got a Chris Stevens on the left. Super strong, another Wisconsin native. We got a lot of Midwest representing out here in the Crescent. But I can tell you that there were riders from all over the U.S. Tons of people from Colorado came out, which is pretty typical. They've got a bunch of cyclists out there, I hear. And yeah, I'm doing my best here to like encourage these guys to just like rotate. There's one group in front of us, and I think that there's like 5 riders in that group, so we're doing our best to chase. And a lot has happened up to this point, but like one of the main things, I guess, was this sort of like mud section, single track section at mile like 73, 74. A bunch of dudes crashed. I was able to get through that section unscathed, but I was a little out of position. You can see Chris on his left side took a spill in that mud section, and he definitely wasn't alone. There were a ton of people going down. I really wish I had turned my camera on for that. I didn't see it coming. Wasn't what I was thinking about in the moment, but there you have it. So that's kind of the situation. We got a group up ahead of us. There's a bunch of other riders too from different categories that we're going to end up riding past, and so I'm going to speed things up here. We're not going to make this the full 30 minutes of like rotating pace line on a slightly blurry gravel road, and instead I'll try and get you guys to like some of the main points throughout this last bit of racing. So let's jump ahead a little bit here. Alright, so we're doing like 40 miles an hour on this paved descent. This is at mile like 90 of 99 point something. And another testament to Chris Stevens' ability here. He just comes flying past me doing like 45 miles an hour. Chris, if you're out there, if you're watching this, tell us your secrets. Is it ceramic bearings in your wheels? Is it some tire choice that I'm not aware of? Is it just your very aerodynamic position and skin suit with some Minnesota dirt added? Doing my best here to maintain the center line rule, but we're getting up to like 55 miles an hour. So we're booking it. We're very close to the end. The miles are going to be ticking off here. This is, again, one of these riders from one of the other groups that were coming around. So there's going to be a lot of traffic in these last few miles. And Chris is just like riding off into the sunset up there. Situation is still the same. We still got like the 5 same characters that I had previously described in our little chase group. And we are doing our best to like hunt down the group of 5 that's up the road. This Trek rider, I think his name is Aristotle or Aries. I think he's one of the Colorado guys. He ends up on the 40 to 45, or was it 45 to 50 podium? I'm not exactly sure, but he definitely ends up on the podium. I think it's the 45 to 50 podium. Super cool guy. Talked to him a little bit after the race. We're catching back up to Chris on this little gravel incline, but at this point, like, all the big hills are behind us. All the major, like, challenging sections definitely are behind us. And we are, once again, just trying to do our best to catch the group of 5 that's up in front of us. Funny thing for me, no one in my age group is in that group of 5 up the road. And so I'm still trying to win outright. I actually, like, in the race, in this moment, don't know that. I don't know that there isn't another rider in my category up there. The way that they helped us see that, they being USA Cycling, is they put little stickers on everyone's numbers. My sticker color was yellow, and there was like a different color for each category age group. So I was kind of keeping my eyes out for that, but honestly in the race it was pretty hard to tell what was what or who was who. And so to make things simple, my goal was just to try and win this race outright. So getting up to 400 watts here, trying to follow, I'm assuming that's Chris Stevens. Dude was pulling through like a truck in this pace line. There were a couple of times I was trying to encourage him to just like be more smooth or steady in his efforts there to keep things together. You know, if our goal is to catch this group up in front of us, it's better to be super smooth and consistent than surgy. But yeah, so again, we're getting closer to the finish here. I'm going to jump ahead and just show you what happens right at the very end. So stick around. Hell yeah. Okay, so we're like back in the Crescent. You can see they've got these cones out here. Aries is doing a good job of pulling through. There's a little group of a different category, I think, up the road. And Chris does another one of these monster pulls, and I couldn't tell if this is like an attack. It could be an attack. I know Chris isn't trying to come in on a sprint necessarily, but he has a huge motor, so he's going to just do like a threshold effort here, seated, kind of a cheeky late move. You can see the cones are bringing us over to the left-hand side of the road, and we're going to be navigating all of this traffic from like all these different categories. We're all coming into the finish line together. Again, another reason why it was a little confusing and chaotic here at the end. But I had a chance to pre-ride this section that we were about to head into. So we're about to make this hard left up here, and we're going to hit this like cyclocross finale. So check this out. I'm going to get around Chris. I want to come into this section first, and I'm going to let you guys watch this without audio. So check this out. This is the finale. Here we go. Left, stay right. We're doing like 550 watts at 4 miles an hour. So I'm super stoked to have just like kept things upright there for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm running like 42 mil Pathfinders, which are pretty slick on the center line. And you may not be able to tell from the footage, but this path that we're riding on is actually pretty slick. So getting up that like 22% gradient at 4 miles an hour or whatever was pretty challenging in my 44-44. So I had a 44-tooth chainring and a 44-tooth largest rear cassette cog. I think it's somewhere around this section that I like took the first look behind me, and I can see that it's just Ura from Milligan chasing. So I got a little bit of a gap on him, so I don't want to like let up yet, but I'm going to let you guys watch how this sprint between Ura and myself plays out here at the very end. We got just like a little bit of false flat before we have this super fast paved downhill. So I can see that Ura is coming in hot behind me. He's basically closed the gap on my wheel. I'm actually going to feather my brakes a little bit through this final corner. Up in the distance you can see the finishing gantry, I think is what it's called. He opens up. So it's still able to get up to like 1200 watts after roughly like 5 hours of racing. Coming in for the 35 to 39 National Championship. My Garmin's giving me a little celebration dance. So yeah, that's how the race was won. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more cycling content. We got a bunch of cyclocross racing coming up here in the fall in the state of Wisconsin. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one.